Yes, Sports Focus is back. It's finally back. I really missed this chair. We are back for the Advent semester. We are leveling up this semester. As you can see, we are suited up. And my guests as well are hyping themselves for this new semester. Anyway, my name is ILUNGOLE EMMANUEL. I'll be taking you through this show today. I'm your host. And I have very brilliant, gallant sports minds with me today in the studio. On my immediate left is KULE EDWIN Kyle. This man has worked, I think, everywhere. But we shall let him introduce himself.
Yeah, EDWIN Kyle KULE is my name. And I'm humbled to be here. I hope we take this away.
Yeah. KULE, how have you been? Have you also been missing Sports Focus? Have you been watching those old episodes, reminding yourself?
Yeah, I think we've missed to be here. We've missed to talk about sports, something we love, something we live, something we breathe. But yet again, I'm glad because we have a lot to talk about. It's really been a bagged up weekend, but I'm ready to take it out.
Yeah, that's really nice. On my far left is a really good sports analyst. He's not yet discovered yet. Media houses be watching, although right now he's property of Focus TV. He's a judge on the show. The very first show, for those of you who were with us on the first show, he was with us. So I'll let him also introduce himself.
Yeah, I'm MANZI Daniel. I'm glad to be back. Second or third time on this show. And I'm glad that we are back at a time when sports events are in full gear. And I believe that, we're going to have a good discussion because there's too much to talk about. We hope you all have an enjoyable show.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot to talk about. Last time we did this show, we didn't have the Premier League, unfortunately. But the Premier League is back. The Premier League has been going on. We're going to talk about it. The Super League is also on, the Ugandan one. Of course, our very own Cardinals are playing in the University Football League, and they are progressing really well. But today we are going to start with international sports, of course. And the Gunners, I know you'll be happy with this topic. We're going to be talking about Arsenal, the team that has shocked the whole world, that shocked the whole nation. I've shocked KULE. I'm sure right now he's very shocked. And we're waiting to hear his views on Arsenal. So, what's KULE? This season Arsenal has been really good. What is the difference between Arsenal this season and last season?
I think the best gift you can give to a coach is time. And we've seen this come up. Arteta came at a time where Arsenal had been in scrambles. Life after Arteta, not easy. A coach that has been there more than a decade. I think you always know that the team has started to land in someone's hands. But I think Arteta is starting to craft what he understands best. Now, having gone through the hands of who I call my best coach, that is Pep Guardiola, I think now Arteta has a lot to do, a lot to put out when it comes to exams. And I think he's taking on the test quite well. I'm so much impressed with how the team is panning up. I'm really impressed with the young boys. You know, you'll struggle to ask who is the most experienced player in Arsenal. You can go for Partey, go for Xhaka. But still, these are young boys, hungry for success, and I'm happy with whatever they are doing. Though, a lot of questions to be answered.
Yeah, a lot of questions to be answered. I want to say it is on record. KULE has said Pep Guardiola is the best coach, according to him. Moving on to MANZI, what do you make of Arsenal? Why are they being so good? The guys have played, they've won all their games, and they've only lost once in a weird way to Man U, but we shall talk about that. Yes.
Arsenal, the signs have been there since last season, personally for me, especially that there was that day, I think it was New Year's Day, against Man City at Emirates. They played against Man City in a way that I've seen no other team play. A team that takes Man City, goes toe-to-toe with them, and they were really good until they got a red card in the 60-something minute, and they lost due to a last-minute goal. So they've been playing well. You could see that the inexperience of those young boys cost them at the end of the season. That is why Spurs overtook them, but the signs have been there. And for me, what has impressed me most this season, why I think they're actually serious, is the fact that they're not winning games by chance. They are winning games by showing the other team that you can do nothing. Like, for example, against Brentford. Brentford is a difficult game. guys like Ivan Toney will bully defenders and stuff, but they didn't give Brentford a chance right from the start. The only game they lost against United, they also played well. They dominated. Okay, you could feel they were in control of the game, even if United, of course, with its speed and stuff. So what's most impressive is that the fact that they are winning games and dominating the way City does. Of course, not as good as City, but you can see the process, and they have young kids. So even if they don't win it this season, in a season or two, they will be up there.
So do you think this season there is a player or a specific tactic that have employed that has really changed the way they are? Or
first of all, the new signings have really improved the team. Saliba is not like a new signing because he was there, but he was on loan.
Yeah, right
But
from the academy.
yeah, him coming, and Gabriel Jesus has given them a new, because they had a striker in Lacazette who wasn't scoring goals. Arsenal created a lot last season, but they weren't scoring. So Gabriel Jesus has given them that added goal threat, which of course gives you more points. And then Saliba has given them more solidity at the back. Apate is more available now. So
yeah.
I think that those guys have given them an improved level on what they already were, because they're already good, I could say it, but with those guys, yeah.
Kule, maybe you can give us more insight on Gabriel Jesus. How much has he contributed to Arsenal's improvement this season?
I think the whole problem, or what for me I think was a problem last season, was the side of discipline when it came to the team of Arsenal. Having a number of red cards coming from Xhaka. At a time, having a number of issues between Aubameyang and the coach. But the coach tried to show his presence. Chasing away Lacazette, chasing away Aubameyang, it created a void. And this is a void that has perfectly been felt by Gabriel Jesus. Gabriel Jesus came in with a lot of hunger. Being at a team like Man City, where a star-studded team, they have players everywhere, and you're hearing they're bringing in Haaland, they're bringing in Alves. It was clear that Gabriel Jesus was not in the perfect picture of Guardiola. But Gabriel Jesus is a person that worked with Arteta, as Arteta was the assistant of Guardiola. So, I believe Arteta knew the strength and weakness. Now, for me, the weakness of Gabriel Jesus is that he overholds that ball. And for any team that wants to play on transition, he always limits their speed. And you can see in the past games, most of the goals that Gabriel Jesus has scored are tap-ins.
But doesn't that ball holding give space for those of Saka and Martinelli to run in?
Yes, it gives, but it won't work all the time. I'm sure you watched the game against Liverpool. Martinelli will get that ball, roll on to the person when they still have the pace, the team has not yet settled, take it away, and then cross that ball. Now, what you see from these young boys like Xhaka and Martinelli is that they want to go forward. Now, whenever you hold that ball, you're either limiting their run to go into offside position, or you're going to limit them to be guarded up by the defenders of their side. And for me, I think it's going to be hard for Gabriel Jesus to get more goals than these players on the wings, only because you see that ball swinging mostly that side. The person that was trying to get onto the runs of Gabriel Jesus was Odegaard. But Odegaard has, in the past 2 games, he has slightly gone down. But I believe Gabriel Jesus has a lot to work on himself. He still has a lot of games to show the world who he is. And in a team like Brazil, where you have forwards like Richardson, Tuna, Neymar, you want to fight for that position because we are going into World Cup. So I'm sure he will really do it, and he will really work more to at least brush dust from what has not yet gone well. But I'm sure he's having a good run.
Manzi, you're smiling a lot.
Like
you want to disagree?
I'd like to disagree a bit with what Kule is saying.
Yeah.
I actually feel like Gabriel's kind of game, Jesus, is the reason why Saka and Martinelli are playing well. I feel like there's no place he's actually stronger than I thought. He's occupying defenders and stuff. So with that, he gives those guys more space to run into, especially Martinelli, because he's very fast and tricky. So his kind of play, that hold-up play, I would relate it to France when they won World Cup, whereby Giroud has that physicality, which will enable Mbappe get those balls. So I feel like actually for me it's a positive on their side.
Yeah, so we would say...
Emma, this is my point. I'm not saying what he's playing is bad.
Yeah.
It's really well, and it only has to be perfected. But the problem with hold up, I don't know, we've all watched Haaland. You know, you will hold up, but that last touch has to be a little quick. Because whenever these players are running, it's very easy for just a space of seconds, they'll find themselves in offside position. We've seen points where people miss goals. I think you watched the game against Bournemouth. Himself, Gabriel Jesus, caused himself to become offside only because of that hold-up play. When he held up a lot, Zaka went the other side. On coming back, he gives the ball to Zaka, then again remains that side. So sometimes, because now that we have VAR, those small margins matter a lot, and with perfection, he will get to his best.
It could be what the coach is asking him to do.
Yeah,
but probably the way he was playing in Man City was a bit different.
Maybe he needs more, be more prolific.
Yeah.
Because if you need to challenge, you need a striker that is going to get 20 goals in the league.
Yeah, that's true. And we are talking about strikers. Though we have talked about Gabriel Jesus, someone might say that it was a big loss to Man City to lose him. But of course, we know Man City got, should I call him a robot? A monster? How would you describe Erling Haaland?
I would call him I don't know, he's more of a robot. He's just a freak of nature.
Freak of nature.
You're talking about Haaland. I think he gives you a complete package of someone you would call a forward. He will do what Ronaldo does, that is jumping into the air and hit those balls, shooting from afar, shooting, tapping in those hard angle balls. But again, he will give you the game of Benzema. Hold up, allow Foden and Mahrez to find their spaces, release them later. But again, he will give you the silkiness of Suarez. Play with the defenders, make them angry, make them foul you, make them foul others, make them
they get injured.
Make them think that you're the only person, you eat all they have come to play, yet other players take it away. When you look at the game against Man U, you could see that Varane and Martinez would always find themselves marking the same person. Only for Foden to get space and score the number of goals he took away. And for me, I was asking myself, have they come to play Man City? Have they come to play Haaland? But again, less you can ask from these defenders. They are still getting used to this whole thunderstorm that has befallen Premier League. At a moment, I was hearing Pep Guardiola say he was a little disappointed with Haaland when it came to the game against Southampton, saying he wants him to score goals in that the Premier League panel reaches a moment to say, hey, can't Haaland be sent away? And I feel like it's the first time since Pep Guardiola was arrogant with Messi. We see that he's now getting another player. Of late, he's been commenting well when it comes to De Bruyne, but I think it's becoming a lot. Every press conference that he holds, he must say something about Haaland. And for me, it's heads up for
So should we just give Man City the trophy?
I think there's going to be quite shoulder head for these two teams. But I think Arsenal are holding a big head above their shoulders. It's really hard to hold a head that is bigger than the shoulders. When I say that Arsenal have a big burden, you know, being chased by Man City. Man City is already goals ahead of them. They have not yet played Man City. They have not yet played Man U that knows how to beat them at their home. They have not yet played the other stubborn teams that know how to deal with them. So I believe they have a lot to deal with. But again, I don't know whatever they have to do, but also Man City should know that this time round, they have at least another new monster to attack them. Of course, for the past 3-4 years, it's been Man City, Liverpool. But now we have a new boy into the fight. And for me, I feel they have a chance to fight their fight.
Well, anyway, Manzi, could you tell us, what do you think of, could they challenge Man City, Arsenal?
Personally, I think Man City are too good, and the sad reality is, actually, I think they could win the league by over 10 points. Arsenal is good, but they don't have the depth that City has.
But we had Pep Guardiola saying that the only team better than them in the league is Arsenal. Or he was just trying to...
Guardiola likes those mind games. That Liverpool side that has challenged City for the last 3 seasons, to me, was better. Was better than Arsenal are right now. So I think City... You see, that United game, Rodri and Ruben Diaz got injured, were not playing. Any other team would have really dropped in performance. But Man City unleashed a midfield of Gundogan, Bernardo Silva, and Kevin De Bruyne. How do you compete with that? The defense has Akanji, Nathan Ake, Ruben Diaz, Stones, Laporte, players who know how Pep wants
like 5 defenders.
Actually, I think the only question we should be asking this season is it the season Man City finally wins the Champions League? Otherwise, for the
we shall come to that one.
Otherwise, for the Premier League.
Anyway, I have a question for Kule, specifically, because we know you're a Man U fan. Arsenal title contenders.
I don't think Arsenal are title contenders. For me, I do believe at least Arsenal have now a right foot in the top 4.
Yeah.
But for the title, I feel they are still short. Why? I would say we've always ganged the Bundesliga, the La Liga to be farmers' leagues and what the French league. But now Pep Guardiola here comes with Haaland, and they're making the league we enjoy most another farmers' league. Seeing Man City beat Man U 6, you could ask yourself now, how and where are we getting a team that is going to face these teams and do something? And for me, I do think, yes, Arsenal, they have something to put on table. But I think asking for the trophy, you're asking for a lot. I'll give you a scenario. Pep Guardiola understands how to trigger teams to face the opponent, which Arsenal doesn't. Arsenal will come in the same way. You see how they came against Man U. They came all the way, and Man U sat back, hit them on the break. But then here comes Pep Guardiola, brings another partnership in the centre back, Akanji and Ake, good with the speed. They can take on the Rashfords when it comes to So it really gave her time for Man U to do anything. Not until in what we call stupid hours in basketball, whereby the team is all out of glucose and Man U got the other 3. So
same question.
Arsenal contenders.
Arsenal contenders.
They are looking. For me, I think it's a process. I think in 2 years time, they'll be right up there. But as for now, they're on the right track. But Man City is just too good. Yeah, it is hard to admit. Actually, I think Chelsea and Man City. So Chelsea and can I say Spurs? I'll put them a bit ahead. Now Arsenal is better than Spurs, but Spurs is good. Spurs is a good team for the moment. They have quality players. They can get a result anytime. Arsenal, I think they're going to reach a time injuries are going to come in, and that like 3 bad results. Then mentally, they get they get issues.
So you're still going.
So Arsenal is not in the title.
Yeah. So
okay, they're not contenders yet. Yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, you have heard it here first from 2 Man U fans. They have refused to admit that Arsenal are title contenders. But it's okay. I'm also a Man City fan, and I don't believe they are contenders. We are just too good. We are the best team in the world right now. Anyway, don't forget to follow us. Don't forget to follow us at UCU Focus TV. Subscribe to the channel. Like our stuff. Our stuff is good, as you can see from what we're doing right now. Yeah, we're going in for a short break. We shall be back with Man U. Don't go anywhere.
She's taken away, just like that.
like I should be okay, and watch like that. Yes, we are back. People have been here in the studio speculating. I hear Mbu Arsenal has been paying referees. I hear the goal which the win against Liverpool was staged, but we shall see. People also claim the same for Man U. That Arsenal game, we are still reviewing it. Anyway, we are back. We have a new panelist, Isaac Matt Magoba. He is a specialist in speaking, at least that one I know. And we shall see how good he is with sports. Mr. Matt, you're most welcome.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Why are you shy? You tell us.
Is it my time to introduce myself?
Yes, you
okay.
speak.
Yeah, to our viewers, UC Focus TV, I send my greetings to you all. My name is Isaac Matt. I'm a public speaker. I'm a sports analyst, especially I'm focusing on African sports. And I work with ABCD. I'm very humbled to be part of this panel, and we are going to discuss football.
Matt, I've been asking myself a question ever since I met you.
Yeah.
Which team do you support? Today, tell us. You want it on record?
Yeah, on record. To be frank, I support Express Football Club.
Express, Ugandan football man.
Yeah.
England, you just watch.
England. I by the way, they are now like 8 years, because the last time I supported English football was in 2014.
Oh, but I'm sure you supported
supporting what by then?
You tell us, yeah.
Yeah, by that time I was supporting Real Madrid.
In England.
Okay,
you man was supporting Real Madrid.
Automatically, when I say Real Madrid, you just know that was Cristiano Ronaldo from Manchester. Yeah, so I moved with Cristiano Ronaldo. But in 2014, I got in a program. You know, we were at school, high school. You know, those single schools. You were there, and then you were supporting. We were watching an El Clasico, but by surprise, we fought. Barcelona won that match.
Yeah.
I don't remember the goals, but when we went back to our
Champions League.
It was an El Clasico.
Oh, Real Madrid.
Yeah. So when we went back to our dormitories, we fought. So when we fought in the morning, they gave us a 2-week suspension. And we had bruises. Are you getting it? So due to that, to the
I told you this man can talk. If I leave him, we shall stay here the whole day. Anyway, we are going to discuss Man U. I think the last time we supported Man U, Ferguson was the coach. And they're now on their, I think the 5th change.
8 years back.
Well, this is Ten Hag is the what coach? The 5th since Ferguson.
Or the 4th? Mourinho, Van Gaal.
If it's 8 years back.
5th, I'm very sure. Yeah, so we're discussing Man U. We've been watching them play, and I wanted your view on what you think of Man U so far under Ten Hag.
Yeah. Let me also take this chance to recognize my fellow panelist. I love the way he juggles around with his words. Yeah, he's a good one. Yeah, for Ten Hag, indeed, I was one of the people who believed that he's going to become one of the best coaches in England. But they need to give him time. Are you getting it? You know, that's what they did to Ferguson some years back in the early 90s. When they gave the guy time, the guy brought success. So after the post-Ferguson era, you've seen how much fans of Manchester United have been yawning to see success. It's high time these fans, the administrators, the sponsors sit down and they leave the guy to build the exact team. So for me, I see Manchester United, let's just give them time. They are going to come back to the top.
But from what you have seen, is there hope? Is there hope that they are moving in the right direction?
The hope is there. Let me tell you, these players that you are seeing currently now, last season they are the ones who used it to juggle around with matches which were very much easy to win. But currently now you see how, you know, a good teacher, or you always see a good teacher with the performance of those students who were badly off in the subjects or in the class. Are you getting it? Currently, if you see that McTominay can start over 3 matches, like making Casemiro to sit, and then he's giving out some good passes. That's a good success.
That brings me to my point of people have been questioning some of Ten Hag's choices. Kule, do you think picking McTominay over Casemiro is a wise choice as per now?
But I think that has come to an end.
Yeah.
I think for me, I'm happy with whatever Ten Hag is doing. You can see that the team is going forward. Talking about McTominay has put up the work, but I think he's this hard-working donkey, but never takes the things they've given it to the right
Apologies for the
place.
language.
Me, I feel McTominay uses a lot of energy than the brains. When you look at the game against Everton, he comes in, few minutes he is fouling Onana, a person that cannot even injure the team, is not going anywhere. You're kicking him. I find this game funny. But you can see Casemiro. Casemiro started the game. Yes, he was into an error a few minutes into the game. I think they were around 8. It costed the team a goal. But you saw that he was the one releasing Ronaldo on the left flank to get the second goal of Manu that later became the winning goal. So for me, I think we have to be patient with whatever the coach is doing. Often, Ten Hag has kept on telling journalists and fans out there that Casemiro had time to bounce into the team. Casemiro has been undertaking English lessons. You can see the same thing is happening to Nunez. Nunez is having a hard time to communicate with fellow players. The last time he was asked, he said it's only the assistant coach to Jurgen Klopp that can speak Portuguese, and that's the only person he can speak with in the whole team. That means when he is on the pitch, it's always hard to communicate with others. So for me, I think we have to be patient, allow Ten Hag to do what he understands best before we know.
What about his signings? What do you make of them? Questions over Martinez's height, over Anthony's lack of other tricks, because we see Anthony gets the ball, puts it on the left foot.
Yeah,
that's all he can do. So,
yeah, a renowned pundit in Paul Scholes was like, "Have we bought a one-show man, like a one-trick pony?" Yeah, and he was raising that against Anthony. But for me, Anthony gives you more than that. Anthony is a forward, a winger who will come and run down the players. He's a winger who gives a lot of help to Dalot. And we've seen that is something Jadon Sancho has failed to do. We're talking about Martinez. About the height, yes, we all have questions. But yet again about the character, I think no questions, no doubts. This is a player who will put his heart out there. This is a player who will put the head for the ball, only for the coach. For me, seeing a player who comes into the team and the second month is the player of the month, I'm happy with whatever he's doing. It's only that they had gotten a partnership with Varane. Unfortunately, Varane got into the sick bay. So it's now a little tricky for him to play with Lindelof. But they didn't do bad against Everton.
Yeah, true. So, Matt, of course, we're going to talk about Manchester United without mentioning the supposed GOAT, Cristiano Ronaldo. We have seen him a lot on the bench this season. How do you feel about how Ten Hag has handled Cristiano? Is it the right way? Or
Ten Hag is a parody of Pep Guardiola. Pep,
what do you mean a parody?
Like he's a let me say
a duplicate.
Not a duplicate, but the other side. And I'm telling you,
the opposite.
Not the opposite.
Because you're confusing us in simple English.
Okay, when you talk about the opposite, because Pep currently is the best in Premier. So when you talk about the opposite, you are talking about the worst. But Ten Hag, let me bring it very much lively. In 2 seasons, Ten Hag is going to be the biggest competitor of Pep Guardiola. If Pep stays in Premier League.
He's staying.
But the issue to your question is, let me answer it like this. Ten Hag, he is handling, he has a degree in handling players. Let me tell you, it's very difficult to handle those big name players. For me, I support Cristiano Ronaldo, not because he knows how to play football, not because he is the best goal scorer, but because I believe he's the most hardworking player.
True.
I getting it. He has inspired a lot of players. But the way Ten Hag has handled him, you see even Casemiro. Recently, Casemiro was given his first 90-minute match. Are you getting it? That shows to you that these days when Casemiro was being brought in as a sub, the guy was slowly adopting. Although the media was attacking Ten Hag that how can you sign a 70 million guy and then you are putting him on the bench?
Yeah.
So he's handling players the right way. And when you see Cristiano Ronaldo, I believe this guy, he has the best momentum, like the best mentality. The guy wants to win.
Yeah.
That's what you need in your players. I getting it. And I feel very much betrayed when I saw that the guy was not given the armband and it was given to Bruno Fernandes. Because this guy has some inspiration. You saw the celebration that he made with Anthony after the goal. Are you getting it? That shows that these boys are looking up to this guy.
Yeah.
So I believe he has been benching him, but at least he tells the reason. The guy missed the preseason.
Yeah.
So if the guy came back and then he was making him a regular player, automatically that would make Ronaldo like a hooligan at the Carrington ground. Are you getting it? So the way he has handled him, the way he's bringing him back into the team, you see that the guy knows how to handle players, and I just appreciate him for that.
Kule, Ronaldo, comment.
For me, I feel it's time for Ronaldo to leave. It's time for Ronaldo to say, yes, I've done what I've done, but again, I'm now into my evening. Looking at Ronaldo's second spell at Man U, it's not like what we dreamed. You know, when you hear the name Ronaldo, what comes next is a number of goals. You want goals, but we are asking goals from a machine that is running out of fuel.
True.
And looking at Ronaldo, Ronaldo has played mostly in the Europa, but you could see against Sombia, the guy was struggling. 4 clear-cut chances, none goes in the back of the net, and he only finds his 700th club goal against Everton. For me, I feel he has done what he has to do, and it's time. When you look at
where should he go? Because
wherever he goes,
there was talk of him going in the summer, but
there are chances for him to leave in January. At least there are chances. Now that Man U and the coach, you hear him talking about, I want agility, I want endurance, I want strength, I want speed. You see, these are things you can't ask from Ronaldo. And for me, whenever he's on the pitch, at least you know we have a one-man down when it comes to pressing the other team. At least you won't ask for a lot when it comes to pressing. The whole thing that comes is with us, the fans, that, you know, when you have a lot of belief in someone, you always see them as supernaturals. You don't want to close the chapter. You don't want to close the story. And you see every time he scores, then we start to ask, has Messi scored the other side? But these are two people who have given football the best they can. And for me, I think it's time they let the next generation to take the podium.
And I think we are seeing it coming in. Anyway, Ronaldo has done a really, really great job for Manchester United. Kule says it's time for him to go. Matt says it's time for them to give him the armband. Have your say in the comment section. Tell us what you think of Cristiano Ronaldo. Tell us what you think of Arsenal. Can they win the league? Tell us what you think of Man U as a whole, and maybe also Man City. I won't forget to remind you to follow us on Twitter. Keep on liking our content. Subscribe to the channel. And before, we are not going away. We are still here. But we are leaving Europe. And we are coming back to Uganda. Actually, UCU specifically. And we are going to talk about the Cardinals. The Cardinals is our football team, for those of you who don't know. And they played a really good game against Nkumba University. And I was there. All these gentlemen were there, and they will tell us what they think. Can we win the University Football League? Kule?
Yeah, we have all the chances for winning. For me, when it comes to the University League, I think the only competitor we had was Moobs. But now that they lost their coach in Yeko, who went on to Tanzania to coach the female team of Simba, the Simba Queens, I think now they lose the brain that was tactical on the line. For me, I feel being the defending champions in this one, we have the talent we need. We have a new coach, a lady in Collins Ahumuza, a coach that believes in playing that ball, however much the pressure, still play it. And for me, while I was in the stands with MANZI, we're asking ourselves, how are these boys this much comfortable?
Yeah.
Even when it had rained, the ball kept on sagging in the waters, but still the boys were not giving up. For me, yes, he didn't score. Gaganga Joffrey, the captain, and Sesazi, shirt 18, those two boys had quite a combination. One has the energy, he wins the ball, gives it to the silky players, and before you know, they are spreading it to the speed merchant in Isaac Othoriroth. I have a chance that I studied with Isaac right away from primary. This is a person who brought for the school medals when it came to the 100 meters. Seeing him at this stage
in athletics.
Yeah. I played with him on the same team, but lucky enough, I took my talent to speak
to journalism, talking what?
Than putting the ball. So my ball is now on the lips, not on the foot. Yeah. But at least I'm glad that these are boys that are expressing themselves. And when you look at our national team, look at our teams out there in the league, you struggle to see a team that enjoys to play soccer.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm lucky that we are here at UCU. And we have a team that plays that ball deliciously, and we enjoy to watch. So for me, I know they can go all the way.
Delicious football. Matt, Kule has told us he believes they can win the University Football League. But I want you to tell us, what do the Cardinals need to do to actually win this thing? Do they need to employ you? By the Matt is a goalkeeper. So do they need to employ you? What do they need to do to win the University Football League?
And tell them that a professional one.
Professional
one. And I believe at UCU, I believe I'm the best.
Man. Okay, first analyze for us.
Putting the belief aside, we go ahead.
Okay. You know, I see Collins. Let me first build this. Collins played with Hafi. Hafi Nasuna. Sandra Nawete, that was their team at Kawembe. Are you getting it? Currently now, if you see that she has now left football and she's now at coaching, the energy that the girl has, are you getting it?
The lady.
Yeah, the lady now. The energy she has, the zeal, and be it that she just 2 years back, she was in the field playing in the midfield. Are you getting it? And then leaving out that, Collins is playing the boys that he saw, that she saw, sorry for calling her he. She saw. Are you getting it? So currently now, I just give that credit, and I also give credit to UCU, the sports management, for believing in that lady now. Because that means that this is your student, she was your player, and now you are making her a coach.
Yeah.
Are you getting it? That's a good civilian profile.
Yeah.
Now, when I go to the Cardinals, I watched the match. Especially, I wanted to watch Ashraf. Ashraf is a defender, shot 5. Yeah, that guy, he's playing at Masaza Cup for Udu. Are you getting it?
As well as for Europe.
Yeah. The way I wanted to watch him, because I saw him one time, the last time I was in Masaka. I saw him playing for Udu. His energy and even the zeal. You know, when some of the players, like one day I was listening to a certain sports analyst, and then he was talking about Hassan Mubiru. Hassan Mubiru is a legend for Express. They said that Hassan Mubiru, he used it to be with little words, but too much football on the field. You find him, you say, how are you? I'm fine. He keeps quiet. But you wait him when he's in the field.
Yeah.
That is this boy. He's a defender, but you see his calmness. Leaving out Godi, this centre back, shirt 13. But Ashraf shows to you how much experience that's getting from the Masaza Cup. You know Masaza Cup, how rough it is. And then he brings it to the University League. That is very good.
Yeah.
Then if you come in the midfield, he talked about Gaganga. Gaganga is one of the tricksters that we have. You know, in 2014, they used to call Frank Zaga Tumwesi, who's now at Vipers. That is the next Tony Maweje. But when I was watching Nkumba match, I saw Tony Maweje in Gaganga. I'm telling you, the way the guy was serving the ball, he controls it, he brings it back.
But this man is Gaganga's PR.
I'm telling you. And then you get to know that in front here, they have Isaac, speed merchant. He knows how. You saw the first goal. If you find a fake, do you remember the first? Do you remember the third match against in AFCON 2019 in Egypt against Zimbabwe? They brought it was a tap in, but Patrick Kadu struck the strike up in the clouds. Are you getting it? But Isaac, the way David brought the free kick, and then the keeper just failed to control the ball, and then Isaac just tapped in. When I was there, even I told the girl with whom I was with,
What are you doing with that guy?
We were watching the match.
Are you sure?
He's a ladies' man.
I told the girl that if it was Patrick Card, that ball would have been up. But now you see Isaac.
The library.
Yeah. And even that boy David, that Tanzanian boy. I saw that boy in 2019 when he was in his pre-year. He was very dangerous those days. You know, these bowlers, when they reach university, you know, you see who has some good girls, good-looking girls. I don't know, but the boy used to be very much skillful. He scored a goal and is very much tactical. But you see even his zeal in front in the offensive, like he was bringing out the offensive tactics. So, me, to sum it up to your question, I give credit to Cardinals. And I'm sure the Cardinals, they are going to defend. They are defending this tournament.
Yeah,
I believe that
because of the quality players.
The quality players, and even the experience they are getting from Masaza Cup. Remember in 2019, the last time we won this match, this trophy. Sorry, we had Onrekaye Ezra. Are you getting it? Although he was a champion with Bulemezi, but he was the only one featuring. Even the captain Derek Were was not bringing out. But at least now you see we have some talented, experienced players around who gain experience from the exposure from, by the way, that's the right phrase, exposure from the other tournament, they bring in here. And then you see how much these players of Nkumba were struggling.
As you can see, the man has history. Anyway, Cardinals, we wish you all the best of luck. Represent us well in the next upcoming games. Now, I'm going to say something. UC Focus TV, our legal team, please be on ready, be on go. During that match, we saw a fight between the two sides. The Nkumba people were holding very sharp objects, and there was no security, and I don't know why, but it really needs to be looked into. But those are not my words; those are from my producers. Anyway, we are pushing to basketball. Lady Cannons, our expert is in the house. He will tell us we are now on Game 7. With the Lady Cannons, and actually we're almost being beaten, but we made a comeback from a 3-1. I don't know what they call it. Is it called a tie? 3-1
series.
Yeah, 3-1 series. They had beaten us 3-1, but we came back and yeah. So, do you believe we shall win Game 7, Kule?
Yeah.
And why?
Before I go there, I think let me try to give a preview to our listener and someone watching there. In USA, they say that the most important words in sports are Game 7. Each time you hear Game 7, then you know it's been splashing blood, putting out a lot of energy and endurance in the past games. Now, JKL against UCU, these are teams that have played the finals for the last 4 years. And these are teams that know each other. When you look at the starting five of JKL, 3 of them or 4 are from UCU. This is like the academy of JKL. So Coach Nick knows, for me, who I call my best in basketball when it comes to Uganda. He knows how to handle those girls. Looking at the first game, that was Game 1. Quite tight. We ran the clock right from 17 points down, and we managed to rally and win at halftime. But again, we lost the game. Sometimes in basketball, even the last seconds matter. And for me, the lady in Flavia Okecho, that was the menace in that game. She really blocked us out of the D. She blocked us out of the out of the paint, and we failed. But in Game 2, where I felt we could come in with a big man or big lady, I think it didn't really come out well. But now, when it came to Game 3, that's the game we first won, to make it 2-1. for me, I'll give a lot of credit to Rose. Rose Icon. For those that know her, she normally puts on chart 13. This is our forward. Call her what you can say, call her point guard. But again, she always has the most rebounds. By rebounds, I mean winning back that ball on our side. So for me, I'm happy with the energy that she puts in. I'm happy with the energy that she always puts in whenever we are playing. For the last games, we came always from behind. And for me, I don't know how Coach Nick calculates his timeouts, but they're always on point. Each time UCU is coming from the timeouts, it always looks a different side. And for me, this is the strength of UCU. Each time we come from a timeout, we know how to correct our mistakes and then uplift on our strength. Concluding it all, Game 7, Friday, for me, I felt this didn't go right for us.
Game 6.
I mean Game 7, because it's going to be the last game.
Oh, you're talking about the game which is okay.
I mean not playing on Wednesday is a bad thing for UCU.
Yeah.
Because Game 7 had to be on Wednesday, but because of the menace and melee in National Council of Sports, there is an event.
Not our views.
Only to push. Yeah, I stand by my opinion. I'm not happy with National Council of Sports giving out the arena on such a day. Because for me, I believe if the game was played on Wednesday, you have that run. You've won on Wednesday, won on Friday, win it again on Wednesday. But now, that long time that they are giving JKL, they're giving them time to calm themselves down and prepare enough. And then you're letting these girls that are on a run to cool down. Their nerves are going to cool down. You don't know what happens in this week. You can lose direction, lose confidence, and anything can happen. Saying a little about the men's final, I am so happy with Blazers. You know, a team like City Oilers that has won this 7 times down, beating UCU, beating Power, beating Falcons, beating everything. But here we are. We have someone who believes they can pull the dictator down. Okay, you can have your own definition of a dictator, but this time we mean City Oilers. And it all looks like this team wants to run it down. So for basketball, I believe we have a lot to say, but let's go for Game 7, see what it gives us.
Yeah, let's go for Game 7. Lady Cannons. Let's go for Game 7. I know we shall make it. Coming to the end of UCU Sports, Matt, I want a comment, 1 minute, a comment on the Lady Cardinals.
Lady Cannons.
Cardinals, football.
Cardinals, okay. Yeah, for the Lady Cardinals, I'm still crying. My tears are still rolling down. I don't know whether we are going to get another goal at the arena down there.
Yeah.
And let me use this platform to cry to the sports management. Can you please go back to these high schools, or to villages, or to regions, and you look for another playmaker on which the Lady Cardinals are going to be driving themselves? Are you getting it? I'm talking about Hafi.
Yeah.
We lost a machine. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But leaving out to that, I believe that the Lady Cardinals, for the little matches that at least they have attained without Hafi Nasuna, I believe even the way they are training, because recently I tried to talk to a certain player, I'm forgetting the name, but she was telling me that just you guys, you just loved the Hafi, but we are good, we shall go on. But the truth is that you get the tone and the mood. Are you getting it? But I believe that these clubs like She Corporates, clubs like Kampala Queens, the people who came and then spotted this girl out, we shall try to level them up. But I believe that in 1 minute, the Lady Cardinals, I'm just crying to the sports management to get a premier.
Yes, Matt is crying to the sports management, and I am also crying because I'm very hungry right now. But we're going for a short break, one last break, then we shall be back and finishing the show. See you soon.
Hi, Watcha. How are you doing at coursework? Is it coming along so well?
It's so stressed.
You're sure?
But it's
complicated.
What do you mean by complicated? Why?
It's hard, and that's why I'm using the drugs.
You
It's
can't.
working for me.
No. You
When
can't
you
be
get-
doing that thing now.
It's important, it helps.
Are you sure it helps?
Yes, it
Sure.
does. And they are cookies.
Is it giving you answers?
It doesn't give answers,
But?
but it actually gives you energy. Be high on these drugs and you will work so
You
efficiently.
just say why no?
Yeah, that's why you need
them
them.
away.
Take them. You have to use them. I'm helping you out. I've
But
been
no.
using them. They are amazing. And they are cookies.
But you know I love it.
Exactly why you should try. That's why they're in full form. They're cookies.
No.
They're amazing.
No.
You can have them.
No one will. You can't. No. Okay, you keep them there. Keep them there.
Elijah, how are you?
I'm okay.
How are books?
Stress.
Hey, okay.
I'm even tired.
Stressed?
What's that?
Solution is here. And it works.
No.
You should try it out. I promise it does. I've used this for a while now.
Can I tell you something? Just give hugs, not drugs. It's much better.
Be a chooser, not a loser.
Be high on life, not drugs.
Dead. Drugs and all dreams.
So we are back from the break. We are coming to the end of our show. Unfortunately, I know you're still enjoying to watch us. Maz is back, and as we know, the Uganda Premier League is back. It has played so far 2 games, and I just wanted Mazi to give us a highlight of what he has from these 2 games. What have you seen?
Personally, as a KCCA fan,
Okay.
I've been trying to see how we perform this season because last season was disappointing by all means. So I thought this is the season we steady the ship and challenge Vipers because you can't let them win consecutive treble. But the first signs are not that good. The first game was supposed to be a comfortable win, but they had to struggle to win 3-2. It was not as easy. They almost came back. Then the second game in Arua, it was a 3-1 loss for URA to Arua Hills. I mean to KCCA to Arua Hills. So the signs are not that good, and that's KCCA. The team that is looking impressive is Bull. Because last season they were actually good, and they're showing that it's not a one-off. They hammered is it Black Power 5-0 in the first game away. Then they won the second game too, so they have a perfect record. Vipers drew the first game 0-0, but you could say they are preparing for Champions League. So I can't judge. So you can't judge a lot judging by the first 2 games, but focus on KCC and it's not looking good yet.
Yeah, Matt is very excited.
I'm watching this
He's
cases.
smiling. We don't know what's going on. First, tell us why you're happy.
No, I'm happy just because the truth is that KCCA has everything. These guys have everything.
Yes.
I wonder, I laughed on that first match which they won against Wakiso. How can you be with a squad, a first lineup, you have Alan Okero, Mohamed Shaban, on the forward, you have Moses Waiswa, you have Levita, and now Levita, they have put him in his stable, like the position where he feels comfortable, number 6 is there. And then you have Mujuzi Mustafa, this boy from Blessed Sacrament, Chimanya. You have this other guy, Geoffrey Waswa from Vipers. I don't know what is happening with you guys.
Okay.
But for my sum up, I just congratulate Arua Hill. You boys, you are making things happen. And I'm sure
that's my club, by the Uganda.
Yeah.
Arua Hill.
So I know Arua Hill, you can replace what Ondupalaka lied to us, because we thought Ondupalaka was going to become a god, but they are nowhere to be seen. You guys, you have come back, and the way you thrashed KCCA, it was amazing. Before you talked about Vipers. Vipers made a 0-0 with the TP Mazembe at St. Mary's Chitende. Are you getting it? That was a big blow. Because Vipers did nothing on the offensive side. Nothing.
The goalkeeper was like the man of the match.
Yeah, the goalkeeper was good.
Yeah.
Are you getting it? Then if you come back, but when you see, like, when you go to Lubumbashi, I'm telling you, Vipers, you have to fast. You have to fast. Tell those boys of St. Mary's Kitende, fast.
But at least,
you understand
at least Vipers fans, you have made it to the Champions League. At least it's something.
Yeah.
To people, it's not a shame to lose to them. And one question, one answer. I just want an answer.
Yeah.
This is your prediction for the whole season. Who's winning the Uganda Super League?
Premier
I know
League.
it's early to ask.
Premier League.
Yes.
I think Vipers are going to win it again. Yeah, they look good.
Right?
Me, I see KCCA will win.
KCCA.
Yeah, because Vipers is too much overrated because of the signings that they made. But I'm telling you,
Overrated.
clubs like Alua Hill, Bull, talk about X-Place. You guys don't minimize us. We've also brought some good guys. So
it remains to be seen.
URA is also there. So you guys, I think KCCA will come up. They will awaken.
All right. We have come to the end of the show. Sports Focus. Of course, we shall keep analyzing for you. We shall keep sending you updates from UCU Sports on our Twitter handle, which is UCU Focus TV. Don't forget to like and follow us, even on Instagram. We are there with very nice pictures. I want to thank our producers, Bildan Arnold, Conrad Galdino, Medi Mazukic, and our brother with big hair. Yeah. So thank you for watching Sports Focus. We shall be back next week with more interesting content. Maybe one more thing from our people in the studio to tell us correct score. We want to bet this weekend. Man City, Liverpool. Correct score.
It's at Anfield, but Man City is going to win 3-1 minimum. But 3-1 would be my correct score.
Liverpool guys, just go back and sleep. These guys are going to kill you. Yeah, 4-2.
4-2.
Yeah.
I'm
seeing a blaze of Haaland.
If those predictions are right, you come for 10,000 because you have given Man City the win. Thank you for watching. Have a good night. My name remains ILUNGOLE EMMANUEL.